But again, you're watching Talking About It. I'm John Griffith.
I'm Cara Kilduff.
And joining us now is a returning guest to the show who does have a rather special connection with Cara. Welcome, Greg Scarnici.
Hello, Greg.
Hey,
How are
guys.
you?
I'm good. How are you too?
Good.
Pretty good. So
Happy to see you.
Yes.
Always good to see you both.
October 2009. I mentioned in a previous segment that I've been going through all the tapes of the shows just to digitize them and get them online and whatnot. October 2009. I was out of town. It wasn't your first time on the show, but it was your first time in the host chair.
Mm-hmm.
You were guest hosting at the time, and you were one of the guests.
And who was the co-host?
That was Mr. Alvarez.
Yeah. And we're all here tonight, so that's kind of cool.
It's kind of crazy. Buy a lottery ticket, people.
Yeah, there's something in the air. It's like the super blood moon all over again.
But this time you've got a new book out. I hope my mother doesn't read this.
Yes.
Which is also the title of the book.
Okay, I read this. You guys,
Yeah.
I'm shamelessly plugging people's things tonight. I feel like I should get a part-time job on QVC. This is hilarious.
Yes,
Oh,
it is.
thank you.
I was
Thanks
reading
for
it. I was
reading
sitting
it.
on the bus. I was sitting on a plane, and I was in hysterics just going through it because I could not only could I identify with it and see the humor in it. So we grew up a town apart, so a lot of your personal references are my personal references as well. Except you were a little more crazy than me.
Yeah, we grew up a few blocks away from each other, we found out.
Yeah.
I grew up in Belrose, he grew up in Floral Park, like 5 blocks from each other.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I reference, as you guys know, lots of stories about Queens, and because that's where I grew up in the book.
But I love it. I'm going to kill JC when we get off air. It's just, I want to read it again just because it's some of the things, just your use of language, it's just really funny.
Oh, good. I'm glad you like it.
I loved it. I didn't like it. I loved it. This is awesome. It kind of reminded me of like, have you ever read, it kind of reminded me of like David Sedaris.
Yeah, he's one of my idols. I love David Sedaris.
If he was a New Yorker.
It's
yeah,
similar
that's what it is.
formats, you know, personal essays about
Yeah.
our lives.
But like, you can't make this stuff up. I mean, that's what reminded me of. Thank you, David Sedaris. So when did the book come out?
It came out on September 22nd, I think, a few weeks
Okay.
ago.
Very cool.
Yeah, just recently. And unlike your friend's book, mine has ranked number 181 in the gay and lesbian biographies and memoirs section, which is a huge accomplishment.
Awesome.
Oh, it's not? Oh, okay.
I think it's fantastic.
It's better than I've done.
It's a grower, not a shower, just like me.
We'll put that to the test later. That's another episode.
This is public access. We can do nudity, right?
Yes.
All right, let's do
Robin
it.
Bird is no,
She's a good friend of mine. I love Robin.
she's waiting.
She was
no.
just bit by a raccoon on Fire Island.
We were
I
talking
saw
about that before.
that. And
And I'm working with her on Sunday. I'm like, no one will be able to tell if the fucking rabies set in because that bitch is crazy.
I just don't let her bite you.
That I won't know. She likes to lick, but that's about it.
Well, we wish her well and send her our way for a sit down.
Oh, I will. Yeah, she's the best. She's so much fun.
Okay, but back to you.
Okay, yes.
Because
I
it's
love
all
when you
about
say that.
you.com. Mr. Scarnici.
So this is very autobiographical and very funny, which we
Maybe too autobiographical, I've been hearing.
Well, we'll stay away from the 55-gallon drums, but
That's like
That's
light
reference.
compared to stuff in my book, I kind of think.
Yeah.
probably. But well, what inspired you to get started in putting this to paper?
I just started as an exercise writing down some stories for the fuck of it, and then little by little I realized that there was a book there. And then it slowly came together over the winter of 2008. And then
Okay.
I just finessed it for 2 years, and then I sent it to every single publisher and agent across the country who said that essays collections were done and dead. And I'm like, everyone, all these millennials have an attention span of 3 seconds. Essays are actually popular now.
Mm-hmm.
So then finally it came about that I found a company that specializes in essays, and they decided to publish it.
Oh, that's awesome. Who does? I love, me personally, because
Yeah.
I buy so many books. No, I do, but I love this kind of stuff, essays and whatnot, and true
They're
stories.
quick reads, and
Oh, that's the whole thing for me. It's like it's great, but it's great commuter reading.
exactly. You
Because
finish one
you
or
want
two
to read
stories.
more, but you have a sense of completion when you take a little break. but you're looking forward to getting back to it on your way home.
Yeah.
You know what, though? One of the things I really loved about this book, I can't remember if it was in the foreword or if it was actually in here, but it was when you said that, oh no, it's in the book, that you said you felt like you were talentless and all this for so many years, and then you realized that you were just trying to write for people who you had nothing in common with, and that you did your best work when you were writing as your big gay self. And I love that because I can identify with that because I'm self-employed, and I remember waking up every day I was working for someone else's dream. You know, why not wake up in the morning and work for your own dream? And that one, I can't remember what chapter that was.
I think that's the beginning, actually,
Yeah.
the forward.
Was it the forward?
Oh, I think I referenced it later on as well.
You did because
My talentlessness comes up a lot.
yeah, but you know, oh yeah. Here it is. As I look back on all those years of thinking I was completely and utterly talentless, I realized I needed that time to learn to love my creative self without the need for outside validation. Just like I needed to learn to love myself without caring about what anyone thought years ago. I liked that. And then the thing like, just you got bored writing for, you know, people that.
Yeah, you know, as creative people, you have to do what comes from you naturally, and that's what's going to fuel you the most. And when you try to do something else, it just never works. Like I work at Saturday Night Live, and what the writers hate there the most is when they get an assignment. So like, oh God, now I have to write about some news story I didn't even read about this week. But when they come to the table with something that they love and that really works, then they're thrilled. And it really shows in the work.
And also I've seen a bunch of your videos online, and so I am familiar with your sense of humor. And my favorite part of this book, you guys, this made me laugh out loud, and people looked at me like I was insane. Where is it? It's the picture when you, I have to find this like in real life. You did a parody of Madonna's sex book.
Which came out 23 years ago yesterday.
Has it
The
been that
sex
long?
book, yeah. And 5 years ago, I did a parody of the entire book in drag.
boy.
But wait, this picture,
here.
guys, it's so goddamn funny.
I have it up here.
What chapter is it? Oh,
Oh, yeah, we both got it.
Oh wow, black and white in color.
I love it. Well, as I was reading this, I don't know. I just felt I identified with you so much because you're a gay man, and I might as well be, apparently, a gay man, because when you were talking about when Madonna's Erotica album came out, I remember when that album came out. It was amazing.
That came out 2 days ago in 1992.
Are you kidding me?
And I just re-listened to it, and it kind of holds up really well. It's great.
Yeah, some of her.
I want to go home tonight and like listen to that album again.
You
That
should.
was
My
hot.
favorite thing about it, Madonna always loved to like whisper sing in all her music, and there's so many tracks where she's like, and it's so much fun. So out of nowhere, she'll just start whispering or
Yeah.
you know, talk singing. There's a lot of that too.
I had totally forgot about that album, and I love that you did a parody of the sex book in drag.
Yeah, it was really fun to do. But the thing is, I shot it on Fire Island, and I was walking around as a man dressed as a nude woman, and not one person looked twice because
Of
they're
course
used to
not.
such crazy shit out there that they're like, "Who's this queen? I'm trying to get to the bar."
Were you in Cherry Grove or were you
I was in the Grove, of course. In the Pines, I would have been like burned at the stake and crucified.
You're being too gay.
That's only in the bedroom over here.
I love it. I love it. What else do you have going on? Is this your first book?
It's my first book, yeah.
It's not going to be your last, though. It can't be.
I'm working on a second one right now. I have a
Good.
lot of other stories and things I want to get out there. And let's see, I also produce music. I just put out an album with my friend Joe in August.
I forgot that you did music, too.
Yeah, it's an album of house music called Night
Okay.
Beats by the name of the group is Undercover. And we just shot a video last month. I just finished editing. That came out yesterday. So I keep busy.
Okay.
A lot going on.
Yeah, you do.
And I also do drags, as you mentioned. My drags alter ego is Livonia Jenkins. I finished her new song called Like Whore last week, and I'll be shooting that music video next month.
Very nice.
I have so much good stuff to look forward to watching.
Hopefully.
Yes.
She's going to get a new weave for it, too. I got to keep, you know, her look current for the children.
Stop.
Very nice. Well, what's the favorite experience of yours that you shared in the book?
There's so many. A lot of them about drugs and really horrible hookups, so none of them are really my favorites. Oh, my favorite one is when I got to get high with the midget from Twin Peaks. He's a little person, excuse me. He's a little person. He's not a midget, he's a little person. And that was probably my favorite memory because it was just great.
It's so random too, like, and that would only happen here.
Yeah, I mean, I stalked him. I was that crazy person that found out that he was going to be at the Building, which is this old club in New York City, and I found him. And he's like, oh, cool, well, let's get high. I'm like, yes. And we're Facebook friends now.
Are you?
Yeah.
Does he remember?
I haven't brought it up because I don't want him to think that I'm a crazy stalker. So I'm trying to keep it in the
No, I think he'd be flattered.
All right, I'll message him later.
Yeah, I think he'd be flattered. One of my favorite sentences in this book was when you were talking about you were doing speed and you were doing Ritalin, and then you decided to do something that was what did you say? It was softer, just some cocaine.
Yeah, Coke is like speed light.
Yeah, 'cause you were talking about Ritalin and speed and how intense it is, and then like, yeah, this is a little lighter. This is easier to handle.
Well, my good friend Sandra Lawrence, who recently passed away, was amazing. She had a thing, she would only do drugs that you could self-dose with, like Coke, because you do a bump and you know where it's hitting you, and then that's it. She's like, once you take that pill, forget about it. You could be on that ride for 8 hours or a day. So she just like, just self-medicate, she'd call it.
God, that's so
We call
funny.
her Grandma Bumps up until she just recently passed away. Because she was 73 and still doing bumps in the bar.
good
Are you
Lord.
serious?
Yep. So everyone called her Grandma Bumps. May she rest in peace.
That is hilarious.
There's a story about her in the book, actually. I renamed her Christine for the book.
Oh, what?
She's the older woman that I go to after hours with and do coke till 9 in the morning.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to figure out anyone's name or anything like that, but also the thing I really liked about your book was that it definitely is a memory of, and I'm sure a lot of people have said this, of a New York City that doesn't exist anymore. Like, I'm sorry, but this just seems so innocent and just fun what you were doing. Does that even still happen in New York anymore?
Yeah, I mean, it's changed so much, as you both know, and it's definitely,
Yeah.
I tried to make it a snapshot of the early 90s when New York was a lot more unique and different and special.
Oh, you were
and
very successful doing
Yeah.
that.
Good, that
I-
was one of my main intentions. That and making it feel like it was of New York. Those are my two main intentions. And yeah, you're right, it's really changed so much. I mean, there used to be nightclubs that you would go to that would be black, white, Puerto Rican, gay, straight, everybody partying together with drag queens. Now it's like you go to the weird bearded hipster party in Williamsburg, or you go to the lesbian party at the Monster on Friday. Everything's so segmented and nothing's big and fun and special like it used to be. But I hate to be one of these queens that talks about the old days like it was great,
You're
because there's
not.
fun shit going on now too.
Whatever, but it just seemed like innocent fun.
Okay, good.
I mean, to me, I don't know. Maybe
Having drug dealers go down on me while they're snorting poppers and I'm doing coke is so innocent.
I don't know. It just I wasn't offended by anything. I was just like, this is great. And I
Good.
just kept reading.
Yeah, I try to have a tone to make it engaging to the reader. That way they're not like, who is this gross meth addict? I don't want
God.
to read this book anymore.
I didn't think that at all.
Exactly. Well, I accomplished what I set out to do
Yeah, you
then.
totally did.
And just
Absolutely.
and having come of age at a similar time, it's just some of just the differences in our path. Coming from similar places, visiting some of the same places, and having very different life experiences in doing such similar things. It struck me in a different way. Plus, it's hysterical, but it just
Yeah, you
That's
probably
how
have
it-
a lot more personal connection to it based on the fact that you experienced it just like I did.
right. So, and I know the people, places, and things, or at least some of them, if you told me some of the real names.
That's right. Yeah, I tried to have a magazine in Arizona cover it, and they're like, this has nothing to do with Arizona now. I'm like, well, that's the selling point, that it's like New York. So I was like, put it in your Christmas edition and tell people if they can't afford a trip to fucking New York, read the book.
And what'd they say?
Oh, that's a great idea. And I'm like, this person's a fucking dumbass. Next. I gotta do your job for you.
If you got it into the magazine, then
That's true, I did it. Oh, I love them. They're great if they're watching this.
Oh, you did get it into the magazine.
Uh-huh.
Yay. You're gonna jump up to number 179.
Hopefully, yeah. We'll see. After tonight, maybe it'll get into like the 90s, like the
Ooh.
book.
because people can find it on Amazon.com.
Yeah, that's right. We haven't plugged it shamelessly yet. The book's available on Amazon.com and iBooks as a digital copy. You could also get the paperback version on Amazon.
Have you gotten any reviews on the Amazon yet?
I got about 5 so far that have
Okay.
been positive,
All right.
which I'm happy about.
Well, I'm going to finish reading it because I have like 2 chapters left to go. And
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
going
in
to
about the
review that.
same spot.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You got to purchase that shit to be a verified reviewer, though. So you better buy it,
Okay.
too.
Okay, then. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's only $6. It's super cheap.
What? That's it?
It's $5.99 for the e-version and $10 for the physical book.
This should be more.
Oh,
It's worth more.
No, it should be.
thank you.
No, for reals. That should be like $12.95.
Yeah, it should be $12.90. I think it's actually on sale for $8.94.
You should never be on sale, boo-boo. That's fucked up.
Hey, as long as it's making the sales, that's all I care about. I'm cheap and easy, just like that book.
It should be $12.95, Zeus.
All right, fine. I'll tell the publisher to raise the price.
Let me know who to talk to. I'll write a letter.
I will. His name is Chris Laverne at Thought Catalog Books. If you're watching this, raise the price of the book.
I love your attitude.
You heard it here first.
I'm so happy you're here tonight. Just the fact that you do so much creative stuff. Is your mind going all the time?
Yeah, basically. I mean, the one thing I love about having smartphones is that I'm always like writing down ideas that come to me. It used to be they would be, just going into the universe and I'd forget about them unless I got lucky.
Do you write things down on scraps of paper?
Not anymore because I have the phone, so I just talk into it and it's so much easier. I mean, everything's digital nowadays, right?
I know.
And then I could send that note to my email and then it's a video in 3 days.
I still write on scraps of paper, but
That's great.
I've started with the making notes on the phone. Yeah,
Yeah, you got to change with the times.
I know. But do you write every single day, like for yourself, not your job?
Yeah, every single day I write a tweet and a Facebook post.
You're an ass.
I mean, do you what's your process, Greg? I mean, do you
I
do you write it for an hour for yourself, just like your morning pages?
I ain't a lesbian, honey. No, I work on so many different things, music or writing or film and TV projects that
That keeps everything fresh, no?
I try to keep it balanced, yeah. So
Yeah.
I can't say like right now I'm going to do writing because I may be in the mood to be editing a video. And then I'll do that for a month. And right now I've taken a break from writing because I edited this all summer. So in the winter I'm going to get back into it. But I try to, I write for the Huffington Post about once or twice a month. So that keeps me fresh and I'm always editing those.
I have seen your stuff on HuffPost.
So yeah, I don't do it every day though. But I'll try and come up with something fun and witty for social media. Speaking of social media, we should do a selfie to share. Otherwise, this didn't happen. Let's take a picture right now.
Right now? Oh my God.
Ready?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I have to flip it the other way first.
Don't you hate that?
I really am bad at selfies. I don't have long enough arms. 1, 2, 3.
There you go.
Now this really happened.
Yeah, and you'll email it to me and I'll cut it into the rerun just like
And then if
everything
it,
else.
goes, if it goes on the interwebs, then it's really real.
That's right. Otherwise, my
Oop.
mic pack fell out.
Ruh-roh.
It's okay.
Yeah, otherwise it didn't happen, right?
No.
This
Yeah.
goes on the internets at some point, right?
At
Yep.
some point, within a month.
Okay, great.
I like that you have, different.
Outlets?
Yeah, like you've got a what's the word? I can't come up with the phrase. Like a poker, and I don't want to be sexual.
It's
Lots-
okay, I
lots
like
of
it
logs
when
on the
you're
fire.
sexual.
Yeah, stop it. No, you know what I
that was
mean.
totally in your brain.
Whatever. You have so many interests, and I love that.
Yeah, some people I've spoken to say that it's a detriment and that I should focus on one thing to do in life, and I tell them to go fuck themselves.
Yeah, but are you happy? You're talented at all the things that you do.
I like to think I am, and even if I'm
You
not,
are.
the more you practice at them, you get better. And the only way to get better at them is by doing it, so that's my motto.
I like that.
It's a good motto.
You're something else, Mr. Scarnici.
So is you, honey.
Mm-hmm.
But we have about 4 minutes left.
Okay, great. Should I do a soft shoe, or how should we fill this time?
No, we're going to talk about
All
how
right.
we could find out more about you, boo.
No, I'll let you guys do what you got to do.
Well, no,
No,
this
you
is,
have to
this is
stay.
all about you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to chain you into the chair.
I'm more comfortable then.
Yeah, get more comfortable.
Oh, we haven't plugged my website yet. We should do
I
that,
was
right?
just going to ask you, what's your website?
www.gregscarnici.com. It's got links to all my music, my videos, my drag shit, and the actual music I do as well, and all that social media stuff if you like to connect there too.
With the Facebook and
The Twitters, the Instagrams, but I don't do the Snapchats.
That's stupid.
yeah.
That's a waste of time.
I don't get it. You're going to do something and it disappears. What's the purpose of doing it?
Exactly. I don't get it.
It's really zen.
and I don't get the Pinterest.
I guess so, yeah. But the kids love it. They're all into Snapchat.
Because they're all shooting their body parts and making them disappear.
Oh, that's what it is. I like to make that stay
Yeah, you do.
We'll discuss that later.
to lure more people into the lair.
Oh, good lord.
I hope my mother doesn't read this by Greg Scarnici.
A bargain on Amazon.
Has your mom seen it? Have your folks
She
seen
read it the day it came out, the night. She stays up later than I do, and I'm like, I go to bed at 11, and she's like, "Oh, I'm really getting into this. It's not that bad." And then about 12:30, like, "Oh, you know, I'm still liking it." And then 1:30, I'm asleep already. I woke up the next day, and she called me, and she basically said she loved it, but there are parts she had to skip over. Any mother would, which I think is fine. I don't want her reading about me getting my dick sucked.
She was honest though.
Yeah, she said she loved it, but she's certain things she just want to know about. And then she put it in perspective when she said, "There's things I've done that you don't want to know about."
Oh, it runs in the family.
And I said, "You're lying. I call your bluff. What did you do?"
She didn't answer you?
No, I'm kidding. I don't want to know.
Oh.
There's probably some weird shit there I don't want to know about.
Your website again.
www.gregscarnici.com. GregsCarnici. We'll get a lower third for the repeat, but not the live show.
Nope, we like it clean. But you can find links to that on our website, www.talkingabout.info. There's a whole lot of stuff on there. A lot of it's worth seeing, and maybe we'll get the show from 6 years ago up there too, so that we can see how much you've changed and what's old and what's new. We're kind of wrapping it up. You're watching Talking About. I'm John Griffith,
I'm Cara Kilduff.
and thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.